the thought. So here's my thought. We all want to make progress, and there's an expression, just decide to make progress in the good. So it's about putting one foot in front of the next. There are times when we backslide and we put one foot behind the other, and that doesn't advance us. We don't go forward. We want to go forward. A lot of times people will say, look, I'm a work in progress. And that's supposed to get you to be patient with me and get me to be patient with myself. But, everything is trying to make progress in the good. Years ago, whenever I'd give a talk, you'd get two homies and fill a duffel bag filled with merchandise. We'd go and they'd set up a table and slang Homeboy merchandise. And so once I had Anthony and Hector with me, and they were setting up the table. And Anthony turns to Hector and he says, "Hey, give me that bag, Dick." I go, "Whoa, can't you, be nice with each other?" And oh, my bad. And he says, he turns to Hector and he says, "Excuse me, would you be so kind to hand me that bag, Dick?" Better. That's better. It's like Moreno. I was thinking of Moreno in Paz Descanse, who was the most malabrado of anybody who's ever worked here. And in the old office, he'd walk by the office and big palabrotas would leap out of his mouth. I go, "Language!" And he'd go, "Spencer!" But he tried. Once he left me a voicemail message at home and he said, "Hey, G, this is Moreno and shit. Spencer, Moreno and feces," which I think we can all agree. Progress. So part of it is a decision. Every day you have to kind of decide to make progress in the good. You have to decide to put one foot in front of the next. Otherwise, you get stuck and there's no movement forward. I remember years ago I said Mass at Central Juvenile Hall, and I was, shaking hands with everybody who came out, and I saw this guy Omar, who I'd known for a long time, and knucklehead into his neighborhood, and always in and out of being locked up, and putting in work, for his neighborhood, and blah blah blah. So he says, "Hey, I'm in Unit M&M. Can you come see me?" I said, "Sure." So I go and sit down with him. We grab our two chairs and we sit in the corner and we talk and for a while. And he says, "I'm going to get out on Wednesday." And I'm thinking to myself, how much progress is this guy actually making? Because he's always locked up. And he goes back to the same old, same old. So I look at my watch. I go, I got to go. So I stand up and he goes, "Where are you going?" I said, "Well, it's a year anniversary of a kid who got killed, and the family wants me to bless that I'd have a mass there at the cemetery, so I got to go." And he stays seated, and I'm standing, and he goes, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Sure." "How many homies have you buried, killed because of gang violence?" And because this was many years ago, I remember I said 75. If he asked me today, I'd say 206. And I said 75. And he shakes his head and he says, "Damn, gee, when will it end?" And I grabbed his hand and I pulled him up. And I looked him in the eye and I said, "Omar, it will end the minute you decide." And his eyes filled up with tears and he said, "I decide." And I said, "It's always been as simple as that." Today, endless opportunities to decide to make progress in the good. But we all have to decide to put one foot in front of the next.